Welcome to Worth It or Waste of Time. Today we are reviewing the movie Iron Man. So I give us a quick summary on that.
Yeah, Iron Man is the first official Marvel movie because the other ones were part of 21st Century Fox. So Iron Man was the first one that came out, really. Even though some of the characters from 21st Century Fox eventually came into the Marvel Universe, they weren't originally owned by Marvel. So Iron Man is about the superhero Iron Man, alter ego of Tony Stark. Not really an alter ego because he claims he's Iron Man from the moment that he becomes Iron Man. Tony Stark is this playboy billionaire, basically, that's brilliant and designs things on his own. He owns this...
but is very irresponsible.
He's very irresponsible, very conceited and narcissistic. He owns this weapons supplying... What do they call it?
Stark Industries.
Yeah, Stark Industries, which is a defense contractor. They make weapons, and for the government, really, so that they can use those weapons against their enemies. At one point, he goes over to a different country to present these weapons to the army and show them what they're capable of. At that point, he is ambushed. Their caravan is ambushed, and he's kidnapped
by the 10...
By what they call themselves,
alleged
the 10 Rings.
10 Rings.
Yeah. And while he's there, they force him to create weapons. He chooses not to do that and instead decides to...
Escape.
Figure out a way out.
With an iron
He creates an iron suit to escape. And then when he returns home, he creates a better suit. So that's kind of what the whole thing is about. There's some twists and turns in the movie, which I won't reveal. Don't want to spoil all of it. But yeah, that's what Iron Man is about. And obviously, the first of 3 main Iron Man movies, 4 Avengers movies, plus he was in a Captain America movie, right? A bunch of other Marvel movies. He's
Civil
really
War, right?
Yeah, Civil War. So he's been in a lot of those, right? And that's obviously the actor that plays this is Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony Stark, and he was ideally picked for that role in my mind. He is Tony Stark. He plays it so well. Pepper Potts is played by
Kirsten Dunst.
No, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Kirsten Dunst is Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man. Mary Jane.
I think they look similar.
So that's what it's about. Let's go ahead and jump right into thoughts on the movie and what you liked.
What I liked about it, and I think the favorite thing that I liked about it was Robert Downey Jr.'s acting. I feel like he's perfect for this role, and nobody else would have made it work. And the score I'm going to give for this movie is probably be a lot lower if it wasn't played by Robert Downey Jr. And I think that's my favorite part about it. Another thing that I really liked is the timeline and the story of it all. Some of the things connect at the end, which I thought was cool. And good setting, too, I think.
Yeah. I thought Robert Downey Jr., as I said, was ideally picked for this role. It was his renaissance, right? Coming back into acting again, and it just blew him up, and he was in tons of other movies, not just Marvel movies after this. I think I really like the story and just kind of the way it's filmed. There's lots of, even the soundtrack on the background, like it's Back in Black, it's played at the beginning, and, the special effects in this movie were just top-notch in my mind.
And it's like
2008, I believe, is when this came out, so a little while ago. But yeah, when his suit all comes together, it just looks so cool. And that's what I would say this movie is. This movie is ultra cool. It's just that, like, he's cool, the things he builds are cool.
Everything's cool.
The way he does it, it's cool, yeah.
Max Aura.
Yeah, Max Aura, as the kids would say these days. Okay, so what didn't you like about it?
I'll have to think on that. Do you want to go?
Yeah, I can say some of my things. There were some of the story beats that were just a little bit, I don't know, they didn't really make a lot of sense to me. One of them being, after he's kidnapped, they don't hold him hostage and say, we want your money from the government. They kidnap Tony Stark, right? And they say, now Tony Stark, build us your missiles so we can use them against the enemy.
Build us missiles.
Which is fine, right? But it didn't quite hit for me because they're giving him all of these resources. They're like, yeah, what do you need? We'll get you whatever you want, Tony Stark. we know you're going to build our missiles for us. And then he goes and he's like, okay, well, if you're that dumb to just give me all of these resources, then I'm going to build a super suit and kill you all, which is what happens. You know, it's pretty ironic. I mean, he's a billionaire, and we know he's a genius, right? Because he created this company. Well, he didn't create Stark Industries, his dad did. But we know he's a genius, and they just kind of say, you know, let loose the reins and let him do what he wants. And it backfires hard in their face. So it was funny in my mind. What else? Oh yeah, and then at the end of the movie, there's this technology that's used to paralyze people, but no one wanted it. I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, and I guess the government didn't want it because it was not, they didn't consider it, you know, kosher or good to use. Yeah, safe. But it's just ironic that they, you know, revealed that at the end, you know, and then funny enough that we don't actually see that technology ever used again, except for in the first Iron Man movie. And that's actually a funny thing with Marvel in general, is there's technology that they come up with, and then you never hear about it again.
I mean, they don't need it, I guess. They
don't need it, and they want to do other things, which I get, right? If you're making a movie, you want to make it exciting and new. So it doesn't bother me that much. And I liked lots of this movie. The things that I disliked or that I felt could be adjusted slightly were so small, and I don't even have a way that I would think of that I could say, do it this way instead. So it was awesome. Now you.
I guess something that I didn't like was sacrifices in the movie. I feel like a lot of people made some sacrifices that didn't need to be made, especially in the first part of the movie. I guess there was this one person that was also kidnapped with Tony Stark, and they had to sacrifice themselves, and I felt like maybe that was a little unnecessary. They
might have been the army? The army guys, you mean?
No.
Beginning of the movie.
That Yang Scoff guy.
Oh, Jensen. But honestly, for me, that actually, I liked it because it made the movie more real. I feel like if you're catering to children only, then no one's gonna die. They're gonna have explosions, and then you're gonna see the guys, you know, walk out of the explosion. Oh, he's hurt, but he's okay. Or the plane's gonna go down, and you'll see the parachute shoot out. You know, but in real life, sometimes you die in the explosion, and sometimes the parachute doesn't work. You know, and you die in the plane crash.
And that's what happens.
So I like that. I like that it's real.
Yeah.
All right. So we did those things. Let's talk about specific categories.
Breakdown. Acting. I think the acting in this movie is phenomenal, and probably the best acting that I've ever seen in a movie.
In a Marvel movie, or in a movie?
Top 10.
Oh, that's surprising. He's good. I mean, this is definitely not best acting for me. Robert Downey Jr. is great. Not a huge fan of Gwyneth Paltrow. She did fine in this movie.
I thought she was good.
Yeah, she's fine. And then Jeff Bridges, he played pretty well, honestly. I like him. He's a good actor, too, though. He plays the...
Uncle?
Yeah. Well, not uncle. He's just a friend. Yeah, the other... Tony's dad's friend that worked with him, basically.
The one guy at the end that's...
Yes. Okay, moving on from acting, we talked about... Visuals, like we said. Great visuals. Special effects were just top-notch on this.
Iron Man.
I loved seeing the suit come together. There's some funny bits in this where he's like trying to get out of the suit and she catches him. He's like, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing. And it's really funny. They got a lot of good humor in this. And the humor is sold by Robert Downey Jr. He does great for that.
Soundtrack. I don't remember the soundtrack.
Back in Black. That's part of the soundtrack, right at the beginning.
Oh yeah, in the back, the soundtrack is good.
Yeah, that part's good. I like the soundtrack in general. It's not my favorite Marvel soundtrack, but it's good. Yeah, it's a good soundtrack.
Story.
And then story.
Really great story. I like it.
It's a redemption story, which is, again, that's why Robert Downey sells it, because he needed that redemption story with how his life had gone. Before that, he had issues with drugs early on in his life, and got put in prison at one point and other stuff like that. And so
how come I've never heard of this stuff now?
Him coming back and turning his life around and becoming Iron Man, that was a redemption story too. So it kind of it worked for this movie, and he sold it. So I really like the story as well. Again, there's a lot of just cool things that happen in this movie. All right.
Final score.
Yep, final score.
You go first.
Nope, you go first.
All right. I'm going to get really specific with this score here because I feel like...
You have to give it a specific score, though, for overall.
I will give it a specific score. Really specific.
It has to be 0.5s, though. You can't go in the middle of that.
I was going to say 8.25.
Nope.
I don't
can't do
feel.
that.
I don't feel like
8 or
it really-
8.5.
Ah.
Getting too specific.
I guess I'll gift it the extra 0.25. I guess.
Okay, so 8.5 for him.
What about you?
For me, this is a 9. This is a 9 out of 10. Yeah, it's right up there. One of my favorite Marvel movies. I think I ranked all the Marvel movies the other day, and this one was pretty high up.
What was your number?
I have
Endgame?
Yeah, the Avengers Endgame, and we talked about that one already. That one's a 10 for me. And in fact, all of the Avengers movies are 10s. Spider-Man No Way Home's a 10. I have a lot of 10s.
Black Widow's a 10.
No, Black Widow's like a 5.
Is that the bottom?
Maybe. It's the that one's the lowest one for me.
Which one's the second lowest?
I don't know. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for this one. It is a fantastic movie. Super cool. So, worth it or waste of time? Worth it.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely worth it to take your time out of your day to watch it like I did. So I enjoyed it, and I am ready to watch the rest of the MCU universe.
Yeah, we're probably gonna watch a few of them. I don't know that we'll review every one of them, but we'll review some of them. Maybe we'll review Black Widow, but you kind of heard I said maybe that's a 5 out of 10 for me. I was not a huge fan. Just the story of that movie was the big problem. But
I remember it.
That's for another time. Iron Man, see it. It's a very cool movie.
Yeah. That's our take. Give us yours, and we'll see you on the next one.